Y'all, my art teacher is trying me right now, and I'm really trying hard not to swing. I'm just kidding. But seriously, girl, like, calm down. This is an intro class. Intro. We did perspective. I got an 8 out of 10 on it, which is like horrifying because this was our first attempt at perspective. It's like, damn, like you're grading it like that, like dang. It does make sense though. I was supposed to erase the lines and I like low-key didn't. And then he also said that it's unclear as to whether this one and this one are 2 separate boxes, even though, girl, you know that it's 2 separate boxes. Like you can tell, but whatever. And then this one is the one we almost fought about, like seriously. For our second perspective assignment, we had to do our initials in these 3D block letter things. Each initial had to point towards a different vanishing point. Oh, me learning. So this one points to the vanishing point right here on this horizontal line. So all of the lines had to line up to this dot. I'm kind of a genius, so every single line does perfectly line up to this black dot. I mean, this one kind of, whatever, he didn't notice, so it doesn't matter. La 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 la. Yeah, like this one doesn't either, but he didn't notice that, so we're just gonna move on. This is the one that caused problems. At the beginning of every class, we put our homework up on the board and we have to like present it to the class and comment about XYZ. I don't know if you can tell by all the erase marks, but I definitely did this a little bit wrong the first time. But in my defense, he wasn't there the whole week that we were doing this. We had a sub, so like the day that these were due was the first day that he was even in person to like review our assignment. So like, damn, pardon me for doing this wrong. I didn't get my teacher's commentary on what we were supposed to do until now. So it's like, girl. So we're hanging it up on the board and mine is the second to last one out of everyone's in the class. No shade. There were some people's that were looking real rough. Like it was looking really crazy. And so we get to mine, we identify all the mistakes, and he goes, yeah, maybe you might want to like redo this one. In my mind, I was like, I was like, oh wait, but isn't it due today? And he was like, yeah, I might just give you like minus 10% if you turn it in late next class. And I was like, oh, well, what would I get if I turned it in today? And he was like, probably minus 30%. Minus 30%? You're smoking actual methamphetamines. What are you talking about? And then I was like, okay, well, if mine is a minus 30%, then we're gonna have to rewind back to all these other people's because there were some people's that were worse than mine that you did not say all this about. I honestly blacked out. I don't really remember what the back and forth was about, but he definitely caught an attitude and we were like going back and forth in front of the whole class. I was just like, okay, like I understand that I did do it wrong. When we were learning to do this assignment, you were gone and we had a substitute teacher. And the sub had literally come up to me specifically about this specific one and was like, oh my God, that looks so good. And she called this other girl. She was like, oh, like, Cami, did you show this to the other girl? And I was like, no. And then she was like, oh, come over here, come look at his, because the other girl was doing a W and I guess hers looked like this. In my mind, I had done the do because that substitute teacher also teaches this same class. And then afterwards, literally people were coming up to me and they were like, that was so fucked up. Like, what? Like minus 30%? Like, that was crazy. Which I'm gonna defend myself regardless. Like, I really don't care about anybody else in the class, like, but it was very nice to have other people coming up to me and like validating that, because I was like, wait. For this assignment we had to value scale, and so the mid-tone is these two and then the low key goes towards the darkest shades, so they each have to be darker than the mid-tone, and then the high key goes towards white. He gave me a 9 out of 10 because he said that all of the mid-tones, like the ones surrounding highlighting the midtones could have been lighter. We're finally getting into painting. If you've been subscribed to me, you know that I have been talking about wanting to get better at drawing and painting for the longest time. That's the whole reason why I'm even starting to go back to school. We are using acrylic paint, which is also awesome because I'm used to only using watercolor, and this is like really my first time ever using acrylic. Hey you guys, it's a couple days later and I am currently not having a good day at all, but I'm hoping that just sitting here and dissociating into my homework will make me feel better. Sometimes I go on walks and I just draw random shit that I see and it makes me feel so amazing. One time this old lady's dog literally sprinted away from her from like half a mile away and just ran up to me and just stood by me. When a baby or a dog likes you, that's how you know you're the purest soul. So first and foremost, this is palette paper, which instead of getting like a whole paint palette that you have to keep cleaning and stuff, it's this waxy paper that you can just put the paint directly onto. Next, I got this painting knife and it just helps you mix the paint so you don't have to do it with the paintbrush and get streaks all over it. And then also I got some tape. So first, I'm gonna do this black part right here. So let's mix the paint. I'm gonna do majority black, and then I'll just do a tiny bit of white in it so that it looks kind of grayish, like how it does in the picture. Okay, it's time to remove the tape. I'm praying this turns out right because the lady at the paint store said that sometimes the paint can bleed through the tape. I was like, so what's the point of the tape? Please, 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 universe, come on. The paper coming off? Why would you do that? This is literally supposed to be the tape that doesn't remove the paper too. I literally told her that. La 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 la. The new challenge is seeing if the tape will fuck up the paint. Because if it does, I'm really gonna be really irritated because I'll have to start all over. So let's take off this tape and see what the fuck it's giving. Course. I don't even want to do this. I want to just not do this, but this is fucking due tomorrow, so. I really didn't want to start this all over, so I just tried to power through it, say fuck the literal torn, graded up paper at the bottom. Look how shitty the paint looks. Like, I was so done. I was already having such a bad day as it is, and then look how my thing turned out. And this was supposed to be making me feel better too, which is the devilish part of it all. And then guess what happened after I finished? So I decided to take a new approach. The tape obviously wasn't working out for me. I was trying way too hard to make it perfect, and it quite literally turned out the exact opposite. Plus, I went on Canvas and I looked at other people's because we usually have to turn in our assignments into a discussion board before we actually turn it in person. And no one was trying to do it like how I was trying to do it. Like, everyone was just kind of raw dogging it. So I was like, oh, let me just paint this. And it actually turned out way easier and was finished way faster than it was going to be before. Okay, bitch, I'm done. This is it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. It is what it is. Absolutely done with this. I can't say that I was relieved after this. I was still very irritated. I hate that it didn't work out the first time and I was already having such a bad day, but I got through it. So maybe that can be the lesson in all of this. Just get through it It's okay if it's not perfect. Just try your best. I mean, at the very least, this was my first time painting with acrylic paint, and now I know how acrylic paint operates, and I'll be better off next time, no matter how this one turned out. That's all for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next video whenever I have something interesting to talk about or show you. And if you want to watch more of me, click that link that's at the top of my description and click shuffle on the playlist and watch a random video. I put a couple videos from my old channel in there too, because there's some new people here who didn't know me from before, and I have some pretty cool shit on that old channel, I will say. So go click shuffle and let the YouTube algorithm take you on an adventure through my content and my art. Thanks for watching. I will see you whenever I upload next. Bye.